Hey friends, it's Dimitri with your Brushco Streetwear. So about a month ago, I made a video showing this bag and kind of the sampling process. So when I went to vacation to Arizona, I took this bag with me. I used it, I tested it out. I went on hikes with it. It worked great for traveling. I really like this size of bag because it can actually fit a plastic water bottle in here comfortably. So it can actually fit two in here. So this is a good size bag. But I did make changes, obviously, that was my goal. So here's kind of the main things that I changed, and I think it looks way better. First thing is I added a mesh pocket here in the front, and this thing's really cool. You can store stuff like lighters in there, or let's say that you want, stickers, whatever small items you can put in there. When they were making this sample bag, they actually initially put this label on the inside against this material, and they sent me a picture of it, and I was like, oh guys, I need it on the outside, and that's what the mock-up showed. But they were like, oh, we can't put it on the outside because the mesh, you can't sew into it. But they try to figure it out, and they figured out that they just need mesh that has tighter holes in it like this rather than looser mesh. So that got figured out, which is cool. And that's kind of a tip too in the sampling process. So if they mess up like that, you don't need to order another bag and have them send you another bag with the revised edit on here, because that's a really small technical thing that they could easily change, and they could just send you another picture of it, right? You don't have to have bags or samples of every single step. Another small thing that I added to is zipper pulls, and one thing that was wrong with it is that it came frayed like this, and I noticed that. So I let them know, like, hey, before we do the final production, can you guys make sure that these, they're not frayed like this? So you just heat treat these so they like shrink a little bit here. And that's another example. I wouldn't go and order another sample bag and wait another week or up to a month, depending of the shipping time. When I order samples, I typically will pick the fastest shipping time because of the production schedule. I'm not going to wait for a whole month to receive an item because that delays all the production schedule, and you want the sampling process to be quick, right? So that's important. Yeah, so the zipper pulls are really cool, and they're really useful when you're using a bag like this. It's just so much easier to grab the zipper. One thing too that was interesting is that they changed the zippers as well. So this type of style zipper has a piece of cloth over it, which makes it look more sleek, and they added these different kinds of zippers, or they might even be the same zipper, but they don't have that piece of cloth over it. I think they did that because in the mock-up I sent them, I kind of jumbled together a mock-up in Photoshop, and it had these zippers in it. But I think they work better for this type of bag because it's a little bit more rugged looking. This bag is more sleek, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you are making something that's sleeker, think about stuff like that. Think about like the design of the zipper and all that kind of stuff, and make sure that the zippers that you use are high quality and run really smooth. These are really good zippers. On my first bag that I made, I'm gonna grab it right now. Here's the very first bag that I made. It has those zipper pulls again, but the zippers are not as good. The actual zipper part, this part is good, but the pulls are not as good. They're thinner, and that's something I didn't really even pay attention to or notice back then because, I was younger and I wasn't as focused on those kinds of details. But now I definitely pay attention to them. Although this bag is still great. I used it for years. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that this zipper is even better. So pay attention to stuff like that. Another change that I made was I added a zipper in the back here, and I got that idea from my first bag. I really like this pocket here. It's cool because you can have stuff, like conceal stuff that's against your body. It's not in the main bag right here. And that also, maybe it's like a thing for pickpocketers. They might be able to access this pocket somehow because they're really good. But if you have a pocket against your body, I mean, there's not really a way that they can get into there without touching you physically. And that's just, just a thought. Another thing that I changed was I made the strap thicker. I did mention this in the past video. I think they're the same exact material and everything, it's just thicker. I like thicker straps. But in hindsight, I feel like a strap that's almost in between these two sizes would be even better. It would just balance it out more, but a thick strap is still good. And on my very first bag I made, it also has a thick strap right here. Another change, small change that I made was that this label got moved up. It has a little bit more, like, I call it breathing room. That's kind of like a design thing. You don't really want labels and artwork and stuff jammed into a corner. Aesthetically, it doesn't look as good. Although this isn't terrible, but I think it looks better this way. So yeah, those are the changes and updates to the bag. The only issue is, like I said, they're gonna have to make sure that these ends aren't frayed. But other than that, it's ready for final production, and these are going to be mass produced. Although mass produced for me is, you know, not like thousands and thousands of stuff. I make stuff in limited quantities because I like to design new stuff every year, make a new bag or something like that. And I'm not going to just like constantly be restocking these. This is I think my third bag that I'm making right now that's different. So the other variations, like, you know, obviously like this one stuff, I never restock these are limited. So if you get one of these, I'm sure you'll like it. And yeah, if you guys have any other comments or questions, you can leave them down below in the comment section. And yes, I will make a video more about sampling and that kind of stuff over time as stuff comes in and is, you know. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.